between businesses and employees. So what should this be? If you sell a asset to a staff member, then remember there are two main permutations that you have to think about, right? If it's going to someone in the capacity as director, then we always have to consider the seventh schedule and the fringe benefit, and we'd have to test the value that I sold it for against the market value. And if there's a value mismatch, that could result in a fringe benefit. From the company's point of view, the disposal of an asset is always going to be a trigger CGT, and our standard considerations when we sell an asset would apply, which would be CGT, scrapping allowance, recoupments. You'd have to consider those, with the proceeds being the amount paid or the proceeds being the market value of the asset. Right. If you have so that's from the company's point of view. From the director's point of view, or you would have to consider, as I say, the fringe benefit, right? If there's a loan account, yes, absolutely. I mean, I can make payment for anything by releasing you from an obligation. That is still a transfer of value, so that's absolutely permissible as long as everyone signs the appropriate agreements. But just please remember that it doesn't change the fact that just because no cash changed hands, it doesn't change the fact that you still have to account for the CGT on the sale of the asset by the company. Right. In addition, what you'd have to think about is where you have a sale like this, there is a value that is attached to it, and therefore you would have to account for output VAT on the disposal of the assets. Right. It's in the same way, and Anna, just to go to your question, is if you distribute an asset as a dividend in specie, you are no longer using that asset in your enterprise, and therefore you would have either deemed output at that stage because you have a change in use adjustment. So you would have to account for output VAT. Okay. So you would need to just think about that from a dividends point of view, because remember, a dividend per se is a financial transaction. It's part of exempt supplies in terms of Section 2 of the